Guys, since most people will be preoccupied with the New York nuke and the Trump ritual tomorrow on January 30th, this video would be obviously not fun to watch when there's nukes going off in New York and the Trump ritual and all that good stuff. So the question I pose, which I don't have an answer to, Chad Daybell predicted the end of the world, right? Chad Daybell. You know who Chad Daybell is? It's the guy that got convicted. Him and Lori Vallow got convicted of killing the kids and killing the wife and all that stuff. Part of a Doomsday Cult. Called Preparing the People, right? Steve Fletcher, Preparing the People for the coming of Jesus Christ at the end of days. So the question is, he claimed to have visions of 2 earthquakes hitting Utah, sign of impending Judgment Day. When did he predict Judgment Day? He predicted Judgment Day on July 22nd. On July 22nd. Okay? And it says in this article that he also said something would go down on March 18th. The question, which I don't know the answer to, is this. Now, we all know that January 30th is September 26th, 6s or 9s, right? And we got major rituals exactly on September 26th, and we got major rituals on January 27th, massive rituals. So only the lowest level of dumbasses don't know that September 26th is the Great 8 Day. That's why there's a song in a documentary. And what is September 26th? September 26th is exactly this day right here on November 26th, the 923 code, right? That's why we got major rituals on that day with the whale ritual and the earthquake at 922 and the rest of the stuff we talked about. So the question is, how in the holy hell did this man know in 2015 about September 26th? What did he say? 7/22, July 22nd, right? And when did his trial begin? Because they knew that he knew. Maybe they know how he knew. I don't know how he knew. His birthday is August 11th, for God's sake. August 11th, the Julian date of January 30th, right? Which is January 17th, 18th. So January 30th and the 31st is August 11th. Bottom line, Judgment Day, we all know at this point is January 30th. We got the Trump ritual and the rest of it, right? So the question is, how in the world did this man know about September 26th so far in advance? Was it a revelation? How the hell did he know, right? Bottom line, that's the question, and I don't know the answer, but the point is, they know. Like I said, they knew that he knew, because they already know the date. They've had this date for 100 years. Right, that's why they have documentaries and all that about the Great 8 Day. That's why we got major rituals on September 26th and the Nezra killing and hurricanes and the rest of it. We talked about it nauseum. The question is, right here, how did he know that, right? But the other question is, actually, it's not a question at all. It's an answer, right? His trial began on April Fool's Day. And who were called the fools? The people that thought New Year's was on April 1st. That's why it's called April Fool's Day. And they started this trial exactly on the 22nd day, right? The 22nd day, right there at the 12/22. Adar means 12, 12 and 2. So they started his trial exactly on this day. And what is April? April is New Year's. So they started his trial on 1/22, the precise connection to his date on that day. Dude, they knew that he knew. That's why they made this case go viral. Everybody on the planet, or most people on the planet, knew about this Chad Daybell Doomsday Mob case and all the good stuff. So, bottom line is that how the hell did this guy know? I know not, but he knew about September 26th way far in advance. Way far in advance. Now, Con John uploaded this video today, right? I'm taping this on January 28th. He uploaded this video today, right? And he uploaded it about Trump, the return of Trump. And he talked about the purge, how Trump kicks off his culture. Trump said the word purge. Donald Trump purges LGBTQ, unprecedented policy purge, all this purge stuff. They're getting ready for the damn purge. But the monkeys that watch this stuff in his audience and all around the world don't know that this guy, that's why he always wears black and throws up the hand symbols about the devil. And the ones who call themselves Jews and are not, but lie. This is the guy, Con John. That's why his name is Con John. He's a con man. But the idiots don't know this. What is the point? The point is, in this video, he talks about, can't really find it right now, but he talks about, let's see if I can find it. All right, you're going to have to go listen to it, but if you see on the screen behind him, it says the return of Jehu. So this video that Con John uploaded about Trump, the special presentation right before Judgment Day on January 30th, he uploads this, but he talks about the return of Jehu. Why is that important? Let me show you. See the date on January 30th is the first day of the Hebrew month. So if you take the Torah month 11 and the Hebrew day 1, 11-1. What is 11-1? Zero is not a number, right? So he talks about Trump and Jehu. When was the day of Jehu? When was the death of Jehu, Janus, all of them? It was right here on November 10th, right? And this is why they said happy birthday, Father, on this date on Google Doodle, right here on November 10th. This is the date on January 30th, right here. But also on November 1st, that's why they had a birthday cake all over YouTube. And this is why on November 10th, they did a skit on Saturday Night Live about Father's Day, right? And they said happy Father's Day. Bottom line is, death of Janus, Jehu, he talks about that in his video, that Trump is Jehu. And look at the death of Herod, Jehu, everything he talks about is on the 3rd, right? That's the day Soleimani got killed, I said in the last video, 11-3. When is 11-3? 11-3 is exactly this day, January 30th. The death of Herod and the death of Jehu, right here, the death of Janus, Jehu, Janus, all of them, eagle get torn down, is exactly on this day, connected to January 30th. You see that we're in the month 11, 11-1, right here. One's 11-1. 11-1 is exactly January 30th, connected to our very special date right here, the last day on the calendar, January 27th, September 26th, right? September 26th. If you didn't watch the last video, go watch it. But right here is the sixes or nines, right? Sixes are nines. That's why the QPsyop posted this right here. What number do you see? Sixes are nines. You see that? Sixes are nines. They're telling you that sixes or nines are the same exact day. That's why you have the grade 8 day and everything right here, right? That's why you got everything coded. And what day was off the charts we always talked about, January 17th and 18th? The Julian of January 30th is the 17th and 18th, right here. The 17th and 18th is January 30th, right? That's when World War III starts with the Netflix guy saying 517. That's why Homer Simpson shows 518. So right, January 30th, the night of January 30th into the 31st is exactly the 17th and 18th that we always talk about. This is why the International Day of Judgment is on January 17th. This is why the Iran nuke headline came out on 7/17. And that's why the New York PSA nuclear warning came out on 1/17, the exact day on January 30th. The Julian of January 30th is right here, and we know they're using the Julian because they brought the second Florida hurricane connected to September 26th on October 9th. The October 9th is the Julian of September 26th. That's when they brought the second hurricane. So now they're telling you sixes or nines. And what's the only day that's left? Sixes or nines. This day I thought was too obvious. Every monkey on the planet would know this date, but nobody cares. Nobody knows these dates. Nobody actually gives a hoot, a holler. And only person that cares is Chad Daybell. How the hell did he know this date? It's mind-blowing. And I also am guessing that nobody knows that Elul 29 connection right here. This is Elul 29, right? Nobody knows Elul 29 is when all the markets reset because they're retards, dipshits. Did the Rapture video retards ever mention Elul 29? No. Did they ever connect the January calendar to the September calendar? No. They haven't done any of this. This is why they knew September 26th and October 7th and all these dates. Obviously, you had to have these dates. Could it be January 10th? Could it be, the 17th? Obviously, yes, because 5/17/18. Now we know that's the Julian. Could it be this day when all the rituals occurred, when the whale logo came out? And in the comments on the last video, somebody mentioned that Jonah was in the whale for 3 days. 3 days. And that's when the whale logo came out that crashed the markets I showed in the last video. Guys, everything is connected to this date, September 26th. And, so the point being is that this date right here, September 26th, what is 3 days later? 3 days later is right here, the 25th. The 25th. And what month are we in on the Hebrew calendar here? On the Hebrew calendar, we're in Elul. What does Elul mean? Elul means 12, right? So this is the date right here right here is the date 12/25. 12/25. And if you see right there on September 29th, it's the 26th. That's why you got all the September 26th connections right here. The 29th is also the 26th in 2024 on that September calendar, which I just noticed. And there's your September 27th. There is your January 27th date right here on the 30th. That's why you got all those rituals on January 27th. You got all those massive rituals. They're telling you three-day warning until they take out Trump, connected to right there. And what is Terminator Judgment Day? Terminator Judgment Day is right here. If you look up Terminator Judgment Day is exactly on 8/29. 8/29. When is 8/29? 8/29 is precisely exactly on this day, November 1st, right? November 1st, November 2nd, 11/1, 11/2, right? That's why you had the Father's birthday cake and Happy Birthday Father, the Day of the Dead. What month are we in? On the Hebrew, it's going to be 11/1 on Thursday and 11/2 Friday, 11/1, 11/2. Terminator Judgment Day is right here on 8/29. The day is the 29th. That's how they connect 8/29 right here. That's why we had these dates. And what happened on November 2nd that we had in advance? Trumpet blowing. What date I had in advance? Right here I said Iran is going to hit Israel. Israel is going to hit Iran exactly on this date. And it happened exactly on this date, right? And the day prior, I had this date a month later. After September 26th, I said we have to look at the 17th, 18th day, and was a dud. We said, all right, something's going down on this day, and it's exactly when Israel hit Iran, right here. These calendars do not make shit up. They do not screw up, okay? Obviously, we screw up by having these dates and not having patience. What happened November 2nd? Trumpet was blowing. What's the next date I had? The next date these calendars told you was November 8th. I said, dude, something with Trump and Iran on November 8th, and every damn headline on November 8th was about Trump and Iran. I'm trying to find it here, right here. Why? Because it was 9/5, right? And talking about 9/5, what is this date right here? 9/5 and 9/6. That's when the market topped. Bitcoin, scam coin, topped in 2022 when the Shemitah started. It topped on November 6th. That was the top of Bitcoin, right? And the top of the market was January 5th, 1/5. What is that connection? What is this date right here on January 30th? It's Shavat means 5. It's 5/1, and on the other calendar we're in 6. So this is 1/5 and 1/6. The market is going to top on this day. That's when it topped in 2022, 11/6 and 1/5. How many people know that? Nobody, because they're probably smarter than I am. They don't pay attention to this nonsense. So either way, bottom line is this is when the market topped. Everything is connected to this date, the 29th, 26th. And this is the final day they gave you, January 27th. And now we know why. Why they give you January 27th? Because on the Hebrew calendar, the 29th is September 26th and the 30th is September 27th. January 27th right here. And why did I bring this up? Elul means 12, and there's Christmas. There's your Christmas at ground zero, right? And how is it the nightmare before Christmas? Because 6s are 9s. Pay attention, 6s are 9s. So if 6s are 9s, the date we're talking about, the 26th, is 9/2/3. That's the date on January 27th, right? But 6s are 9s. So the 27th right here, this is the day you'll never forget where you're standing. January 27th. That's why we had this date. But obviously, they brought a massive ritual warning you of the day, 6s or 9s, and the Q-PSYOP had that little post right there. So bottom line is, Chad Daybell knew the date before any of us, anybody on the planet. I don't know how he knew it. His birthday is August 11th, for God's sake. I don't know who this guy is or how he's connected to all this. But the Julian date of January 30th is the damn winter solstice. You get it? We're in month 10, Tevet. What is the Julian date of this date? Tevet, right here, the 20th, the damn 10/20, right? Tevet means 10, so 10/20 and 10/21. This is why I'm like, dude, the winter solstice, pray your flight not be on the Sabbath or in winter. The exact day on January 30th is December 21st. Tevet. This is how they hide it. This is why they made an entire movie on the winter solstice and the Mayan end of the world on December 21st. Go back and listen to that, everything is connected, even Blondie. Let's not forget about Blondie. Look at Blondie right here. Blondie, what's that date? 10:30 and 9/6, and I showed in that video, right? If we go to 10:30, 0 is not a number, right? If we go back to our December calendar on 10:30, right? What is that date? 10:30, so 0 is not a number. We go to 10:3, what is that? 9/6, because on the other calendar, we're in 9. This literally is pointing us all the way. Everything's pointed to this 10:30 December 30th date. When is December 30th? Obviously, it's January 30th is where it's at. And that's why Blondie's pointed this. And the people that don't understand this, well, they don't understand it. I'm not going to say it. Either way, it's New Year's Eve. It's the rest of it. How is it New Year's Eve? Because the calendar doesn't end. As you see, the biblical calendar, the year, right? Where because they use the lunar calendar, so people think Chinese New Year's January 29th. That's what they report, but it's actually not till January 31st, right? So this is New Year's right here. New Year's Eve is right here on January 30th. That's New Year's Eve. Get it? Because if you use that's why the days are off by a day, because they both use the lunar calendars. All three calendars, the Chinese, the Torah, the Hebrew, they're all using lunar days. And this calendar is showing you it's the 29th, so they're off by a day, is where it's at. So bottom line is, everything's connected to January 30th. Obviously, that's September 26th, and that's why they have documentaries and the rest of it called the Great 8 Day, right here.
As Trump cozies up to these dictators and threatens our friends, and as a result, the annual reading of what they call the Doomsday Clock has us now closer to the end of the world than ever before.
We thus move the clock forward. It is now 89 seconds to midnight. This is the closest the world has ever been to midnight.
Okay, then why are you using a clock you got at Home Goods? I mean, why is the end of the world being measured on a mom clock they got on the clearance table at Marshall's? It's 89 seconds to midnight. The clock has a second hand the size of a 2x4. And we've got...
And this person in the comments, way smarter than I am. Doomsday Clock set to 89 seconds. Closest it's ever been to midnight. 89, 1 minute 29, right? And what is that day? That's 129. January 30th is what they said, the Doomsday Clock. And then I thought about it. 89, like Oct 9, right? 89. And what is the Julian of September 26th? Well, October 9th. What's the Julian of October 9th? September 26th. Right there, 8-9. They're literally pointing everything to September 26th. Every damn thing. Anyone disrespecting September 26th is going to pay the price. That's what it comes down to. Once again, right here, Chad Daybell even knew this date years in advance, decades in advance. And when is this date? September 26th, right here on the 30th, on the damn 30th, right here. And when did all the world wars start? All the world wars commenced on a 68 date numerology, right? A 68 date numerology. World War I, World War III, and the Ukraine War all happened on the 68 numerology. What is this? What is the date numerology of January 22nd? Exactly 68. Exactly 68. So when is January 22nd? Why they make that go viral? January 22nd is exactly like I just said. It's either January 27th, right, when we got all the rituals, or it's January 30th because 6s are 9s. You don't know. And what is the Julian of January 30th? The precise they gave you. The 17th, 517. The start of World War III commences on January 30th, right here. And this is why if people are trying to connect dates and they don't connect it to September 23rd and September 22nd and the 24th, they don't connect it to these dates, then they're wrong. They're absolutely wrong. This is why nobody knew. How many people on the planet knew November 8th, you're going to get some Trump-Iran rituals. November 15th, I'm like, let's watch November 15th, and you got Black Friday on that day. I'm like, all right, November 21st, next day to watch November 21st, and you got an ICBM ritual. Then December 3rd, martial law. I mean, my goodness gracious, these calendars are just hidden nonstop. And even on this date, January 27th, I'm like, dude, January 27th, something goes down, you got all those massive rituals. Bottom line is, it's going down. Doomsday right here, January 30th. Wake me up when September ends. And finish with this. When did homosexuality and all that, the ruling that legalized homosexuality across America, right here, June 26th. Everything is June 26th. What is the date? What is the date on January 30th? It's the 29th, June 29th, right? June is Tammuz. Tammuz is the month of June. So Tammuz means 10. 10/29 is what they're all pointing to. This is why everything happened. The Defense of Marriage Act, June 26th. What exactly marriage covenant between man and woman was struck down on June 26th. This is why they did everything on June 26th. And Tammuz means 10. And why is this important? Because what happens? Why does Ishtar go into a fit of rage when her lover leaves her? In remorse, Wake Me Up September Ends, I showed. That's how he gets slapped. In remorse, she began mourning, her sorrow and anguish so great that nature is stopped self-bearing life. How does nature stop bearing life? With nuclear war. And when did she do it? The days of Tammuz. The month of Tammuz joined to June, right? The month was so closely connected to the goddess and her cult. It was the month of Tammuz, right? And its frustration, anguish that exploded in Stonewall were driven by the spirit of the goddess Ishtar. And she literally went berserk on this day. And look at this, June 17th, the exact Julian date of January 30th. But when did she go berserk? When her lover went into the underworld. And when is his month? Her lover Tammuz went in the underworld, right here. Lover Tammuz went into the underworld in the sun's descent. And when does summer end? Summer ends on June 22nd, 622, 922, the connection. And what is that? 7 full days later, 8 days, January 30th, right here, began its annual descent on June 21st. Guys, I'm telling you, this is why we have to have this date. You had to have this date, January 22nd, right? We're in a mirror. We're in a damn mirror. So bottom line is, she's going to go into a fit of rage, and all her maidens, every person in the world will have tears in their eyes, and they will have no idea why. Oh, because their family's dying. Their kids are dying. No, because Ishtar is going to break down the damn door. And guys, when did the movie Judgment Day come out? Judgment Day released. This movie Judgment Day by Ice-T, Prepare for Impact, was on December 30th, right here, December 30th. What is the day on January 30th? Exactly December 30th, 10:30, right? Tevet means 10. We're still in Tevet because the day doesn't end, the calendar doesn't end until the 31st. So 10:30, the exact day on January 30th.
On the 8th day, machine just got upset. A problem man had not foreseen as yet. No time for flight, a blinding light, and nothing but a void forever.